My name is Cyril Chauquet.
Oh my God, look at this bull!
And I spent my life traveling the world chasing monster fish. This time, I've heard about a monster freshwater predatory fish caught in Quebec, Canada, in a remote forest area that contains hundreds of hidden lakes and rivers. This place is really wild, and it's patrolled by all kinds of predators, including dangerous black bears. A friend of mine sent me a newspaper article about a fisherman who caught a huge pike in Lake Isani. A pike this big is rare, so I'm heading to explore this area for myself. Because if there's one this size, there must be others. I've caught these explosive fish before,
Fish on!
but I've never caught a pike in this remote region. With more than 700 sharp teeth
Look at the teeth on this guy. Let me tell you, that's a small pike.
and a powerful torpedo-like body, the northern pike is also called the freshwater wolf. They can attack prey half their own size. And these cannibalistic fish even eat other pike. And these hunters have an even bigger and more voracious cousin, the muskelange, aka the freshwater shark. To come face to face with this predatory fish, I'm gonna have to go deep in the Canadian wild. And if I manage to find a monster, I have no doubt it's gonna be an epic battle.
Oh yes! Yes! Yes!
I'm heading to a remote fishing camp, located 6 hours northwest of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This is the perfect place to catch a huge pike. In fact, at about 30 pounds and 4 feet in length, the giant pike I heard about was caught right here on Lake Isani. It's gonna be a challenge, but I'm hoping to get one just as big, and maybe even bigger. I've been deep in the wild Canadian forest before, and I can tell you, it's rough and so remote, barely anyone ever ventures out here. And that makes it ideal for monster pike.
Fish on! Yes! Check out the size of this pike!
And the pike I want to catch this time is much bigger than that. It was a long drive, but I'm finally here. This place is wild and pretty far from civilization. It has to be a good spot to find huge fish.
Hey, salut!
Ça va bien?
Ça va et vous?
Bienvenue au pavillon Chic.
Jessica, Farid, and Eric run the camp here. And Farid explains to me that the local pike specialist, Nicholas, will only arrive tomorrow. So in the meantime, he's got a plan for me, if I'm up for it. There's a distant lake where few people have ever been before, and there might be some massive fish in it. But I'm gonna need precise directions, because this forest is huge and filled with wild animals.
Cet après-midi, si tu veux, c'est de prendre le side-by-side.
Farid shows me how to access the remote lake. A road goes partway there, but then I'm gonna have to walk through the woods and find my own way, because almost no one ever travels there.
J'ai aucune idée, ça fait combien d'années qu'il n'a pas été pêché.
Il y a du brochet.
Il y a du brochet.
Du gros?
Il y a du gros brochet.
That's exactly the kind of pike I want to catch myself.
Je vais prendre 5 minutes de jaser avec mon guide de chasse à l'ours.
Ah ouais, moi
Je montrer comment, du coup, t'en croiser, comment...
les probabilités d'en croiser, c'est pas sûr.
The risk of coming face to face with a bear is pretty slim. But Jack, a bear expert, is gonna teach me about these potentially dangerous animals, just in case.
Like if I was to walk in the woods, like would it be possible to get attacked by a bear, by a black
It's
bear?
possible. There are some very, very, very infrequent attacks. Usually it's in an area where there is a very good bear population
Like
and a
here.
very small and a very small human population. In other words, you come out and there's a female that has cubs. She's never seen a human before. You're a threat. She may not attack you. She may just do a bluff charge just to move you away.
Okay, and what do you do in that case, for example?
Slowly back away from the bear. Don't turn and run, because then you're an object to be caught.
Bears will normally stay away from humans, but if they find you alone in the woods, they can definitely attack. Jack's warning was a bit frightening, but I spent a lot of time in the Canadian woods, and I'm sure I'll be okay. I need to focus on my goal and find that lake deep in the forest where there might be some huge pike. To get there, the guys told me I could have fun with their buggy. But I have to be careful not to have too much fun. These machines can go pretty fast, and these dirt roads have some tight corners.
Look, that's gotta be the lake.
Now, I have to leave the buggy and walk to get down to the lake.
Man, I ate a lot of dust. Let's put it this way. Ugh. That's it. It's the lake over there. Sounds beautiful.
It's so much work to get here. I think there's a good chance I'm the first one to fish in this lake in a long time. And that can only mean one thing: big pike.
Oh yeah, baby. It's been a long time. Oh man, that looks pretty good. Because let me tell you, last time I inflated this guy, it didn't look so good at all. I was actually in New York City. And I was on a parking lot in Jersey City, just right across from the city, from Manhattan. And I really wanted to fish New York Harbor. It's pretty good for striped bass. There's a lot of them there. So I started inflating the thing on the parking lot, and all of a sudden, I see a big hole on the side, and it goes down like that. So let me tell you, my motive just swallowed a mosquito. my motivation went right down.
Looks like the mosquitoes are actually more of a problem than the bears. But at least out on the water, I'll be away from both of them.
All right. Oh yeah, dingy boy. I've been missing this boat, let me tell you. This tiny boat. I've explored so many lakes and rivers that normally would be impossible to get access to if you don't have a tiny device, floating device like this. Caught a lot of fish from this little guy. And big fish too, but this time I hope I'm gonna catch this big pike. Huh, buddy?
And here we go. First cast.
Whoa, look at him. He's right here. Look at. Oh.
It's confirmed. They're pike here, and they're pretty big.
You see what I'm doing right now is I'm slowly trolling along the shoreline. Because the shoreline is pretty shallow, and then all of a sudden it drops down to where the water is cooler. You know, the bigger pike, they tend to like the cooler water. And that way, you know, I'm covering a lot of cooler water. I'm keeping my lure in the best.
I hit the bottom with the motor, and I really hope it's not completely broken. But I'll deal with it later, because right now, I want to cast again. They're pike around.
Fish off.
What a bite. This feels like a big pike, and I'm in for a fight. I try to follow the fish with the boat, but the motor's not working.
Woohoo!
I really don't want to lose this fish, but it's barely hooked by its fin, so I need to bring it back to the boat very slowly.
This fish is caught. Oh no! Damn it! Damn it! Oh man! That was a good fish. That was a big pike. Honestly, that was a big fish. And what happened is that this fish must have missed my bait. You know, when it turned on it, he missed it from in the mouth. I must have jerked on the bait at the exact moment when he was attacking it, and he got caught on the fin. So the fish, the wind blowing this way, the fish going this way, and putting a lot of strength. I was kind of slacking up a little bit on the drag, so not to put a lot of pressure on the fish, but still it got away. And now I got another problem. You know, look, you hear? There's power. I mean, there's juice, but there's no power. Look, I can stop that. Stop the prop with my hand. No power whatsoever. And guess what? Cut my oar.
Now, the wind is pushing me even farther from where I parked the buggy. It's not looking good. At least, I'm able to get to shore without having to swim. But I'm about 3 miles away from my buggy. It looks like luck is not on my side today. I lost a huge pike, I'm stranded, and I don't really know where I am. I have no choice. I'm gonna have to hike through the woods to get back. and I remember what the bear expert told me.
There are some very, very, very infrequent attacks. Usually it's in an area where there is a very good bear population
Like
and
here.
and a very small human population.
Well, there's definitely not many humans around, and hopefully there aren't many bears either. I crossed a couple of interconnected lakes in my boat, and it's really hard getting back on foot.
It's not even the lake I was fishing on. That's another lake.
Well, I was looking for a remote and wild place, far from civilization, and I definitely got it. The shoreline is so rugged. I think the fastest way for me to get back to my buggy is through the woods. I want to get there as quickly as possible, especially because I have a weird feeling that I'm being watched. There's a bear. Either the bear doesn't know I'm here, or he doesn't care. Either way, I'm not sticking around. So I take the bear expert's advice and back away slowly. After 2 hours in the forest, I finally find my buggy, but my boat is still somewhere on the lake. Luckily for me, a friend of Ferret just dropped by the camp in his float plane.
Ah ouais, Cyril, on va retrouver ton petit bateau.
Ouais, tu penses?
Oh, oui.
Bah, tu le connais, toi, ton territoire.
Ouais.
Hey, je suis désolé, les gars. Je me sens vraiment comme un con avec cette histoire. Tu viens d'avoir ton brevet?
Non, bah, on n'a pas besoin de brevet encore. Non.
I feel so bad about this whole thing, you know, losing my boat and having to use the plane to find it. But at least they had planned to use the plane to go scout something in the territory. I don't know what exactly.
Getting a ride in this float plane will give me a great view of all the lakes around here, and maybe I'll find a good fishing spot. But more importantly, I hope we find my dinghy, because I've been all around the world with it, and I really don't want to lose that little boat. We found my boat, so the pilot circles around to land and pick it up. This flight showed me just how vast the wilderness really is. Huge pike could be hiding anywhere.
Bravo les gars, merci beaucoup.
Mission accomplie.
Ouais, vraiment cool. I found my dinghy. How cool is that?
No more fishing today, but first thing tomorrow morning, I'll be back out on the chase. Today's the day. Nicholas, a fireman and local pike specialist, has just arrived. He knows this area like the back of his hand, and he also knows where to find huge pike.
Salut. Salut. Comment ça va?
Pleine forme, toi?
Ouais. C'est toi alors le fameux guide?
Effectivement.
Le pompier guide?
Exactement.
Excellent.
Nicholas doesn't mess around. He takes me directly to one of his best spots. But after fishing for hours, nothing. Not even a small bite.
Man, let me tell you, this is the worst possible conditions to be fishing for pike. It's sunny, not a lot of wind, and it's hot. And you need the exact opposite. Overcast, lots of wind, as much wind as possible, even when it's a storm, basically, is what we want. That's not what we have today, though.
T'es pas déjà découragé, Cyril?
Non, mais je pense qu'on perd notre temps à cette heure-là. Je pense qu'ils dorment.
On va t'en trouver un gros brochet, inquiète-toi pas.
Well, you know what? It's the worst time of day. Not catching anything. Not a single pike. So I'm gonna go see if I can find him. Oh man, we're in Canada, no doubt about it.
The water is very cold, but the visibility is actually pretty good. Whenever I can, I like to dive in and take a look at the fish I'm trying to catch. This can help me better understand where they're hiding, how they behave, and what kind of prey they hunt. Submerged trees like this one are usually a favorite hiding and ambush spot for big pike. There, I just found a big one, and it looks like it's on the hunt. I spot another one. It's way smaller. but it's super fast.
Well, yeah, for sure there's Pike. You know, I saw one right on that tree actually. It was swimming around the branches. Now, you know what? If we're not catching, it's because we suck, because they're here. Come on, big 30-pound pike. Bang! That would be so cool, man.
Yep.
Yes. Fish on. Yep.
Nice. Woohoo. Finally, we kept casting and it paid off.
You see? If you keep insisting, eventually you catch fish. Although really, you know, let me tell you, it's not the size of a pike I'd like. Woo! Hein?
Yeah.
La taille moyenne, ça ici, hein?
Ouais, exactement.
I can't believe how much this pike is fighting. He doesn't want to get close to the boat.
That's a pretty good sized fish, you know? It's look, it's chunky. Look at the back on this fish. It's not a long fish, but it's thick. It's well fed, for sure. It's been eating like a pig, this guy. Look at the teeth on this guy. That's a small pike. I mean, it's an okay sized pike, but imagine on a 25, 30-pound pike. The teeth are twice, if not 2.5 times as big as that. So let me tell you, you don't want to get caught in that mouth. Plus, it's said they have an anticoagulant in the mouth. If that's true, whenever they bite the prey will bleed to death.
Mais tu vois, regarde, il y a des blessures sur le poisson. La preuve qu'on a les gros poissons dans le lac.
I thought this pike was attacked by a heron or an eagle, but Nicholas is sure it was attacked by a bigger pike. I know that pike are cannibals, but I've never actually seen it happen myself. If this fish was attacked by another pike, it's proof that there are monsters around here.
Yes, yes, bon travail, Cyril. On est sur la
Travail à
bonne voie.
toi. On est sur la bonne voie. Hein?
Exactement, ouais.
Ah, c'est bon, ça. Imagine the fight that I got from this little fish. I mean, little, it's a good-sized pike. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful fish. But imagine a 30-pound pike. That's another 20 pounds that you put on the same fish. So that gives you an idea of this of the fight.
We keep fishing for a monster until dusk, but it seems like the giant fish won't happen today. This morning, we're changing locations. Nicholas is bringing me to Lake Isani. This is the exact lake where the record 4-foot pike was caught.
All right, now let's change strategy. We're gonna try to locate the prey of the pike. And the prey of the pike in northern lakes like here, they tend to feed on suckers or whitefish. But in this particular case here in this lake, there's a lot of walleye. And if you can find a walleye, most likely the predators, in this case the pike, will be around. And hopefully the big pike. But first, it's a matter of finding the walleye.
Fish on. Yep. Yeah. Good job, man. Walleye. And imagine the pike, they feed on that. That gives you an idea how big the pike can be. You know, there's one thing that's really cool about the walleye is this. You know, you see the white glow in the eye? It's called eye shine. It's actually the result of a light gathering layer in the eye that allows them to hunt in the dark. That's why one of the best times to fish for walleye is at night, actually, or early in the morning or late in the evening when the light conditions are really, really low.
Now that we've found walleye, we're ready to catch a monster pike. And I have the feeling there's one nearby.
Fish on!
Yeah, man.
Yeah! Oh, ouais, oh, ouais. Un beau dans this.
Oh non, c'est un pike! Un gros brochet, non?
Un gros brochet!
Ouais. Yes! Oh!
Come on!
See what we told you? Oh! Looking for walleye, we can find big pike. And that's exactly what's happening. This guy is feeding on the walleye.
This pike is big, and yet it's barely half the size of the fish I'm looking for.
He doesn't fit in the net. No! Yes! Oh! Yes!
Yes! Yeah! Excellent!
13 livres. It's still not the monster we're after, but it's we're definitely on the right path to it. 13 pounds of pike right there. I'm sure that fish was here feeding on the walleye. Yes!
Yeah!
Bravo!
Merci,
Franchement, bravo.
merci.
Hey,
Beau travail. Beau travail d'équipe.
C'est à mon tour maintenant.
Excellent, vas-y.
Come on. There's got to be a bigger pike around here. Bigger northern pike. Monster. 28 pounds. Imagine, that's more than twice the size of the fish that we just got. He's here somewhere, swimming in peace.
But the day is almost over, and we need to get to a camp deep in the forest if we want to go fish an even more remote lake tomorrow.
Check this out. Looks like the Amazon, only in Canada. This is really cool. I love it here. On est là.
This morning, we wake up in a small camp in the middle of the forest. We spend the night here because we want to fish in a very remote lake that's even deeper in the wild. I'm really hopeful that we'll find a monster pike today. But first, we make a hearty breakfast of eggs and bacon, since we need all the energy we can get for a big day.
That's Nico's style of cooking. Crispy, right?
Yeah, that's crispy.
Here we go, on our way to the remote lake where we hope to find really wild fish, some which might never have seen any humans before. In fact, they're probably going to be really aggressive, and I'm sure they'll attack any lure we throw their way. Watch out, Rock! But first, we need to get there, and this shallow river is filled with rocks and logs. To get to the remote lake, we need to make it through this river. It's not very deep, and that's the problem. If we break the motor here, like I did the other day, we'll never make it to the spot and catch a monster pike. And it would definitely take us forever to get back to the camp.
T'as vu sur ton pied?
It's a leech, and it's trying to feed on my blood. But I won't give it a chance. The motor trouble, the rocks, the leeches, and the really hot sun.
S'en sortir, là.
It's definitely tough to get to that remote lake.
Whoa. To the right, to the right.
Ouch. That was a serious rock right there.
When we finally reach the distant lake, the idea is to find some walleye, because they're prey for the big pike around here. So we get our jigs out and start bottom fishing for walleye. And as soon as we find some, we'll switch to pike lures.
Pêcheur.
Un poisson?
Ouais.
It's a nice walleye. We found the walleye, so now it's time to start fishing for pike.
J'ai trouvé les brochets maintenant. Yeehaw. Man, we're looking for pike and we keep catching walleye. Can you believe it? On spoons, spinners, jigs, you name it. Walleye all over the place.
The waters are infested with hungry walleye, but no pike yet.
Fish on.
At least, we're getting a little bit of action, and it definitely feels good to be catching something.
We can't get away from him. Look, to the size of the spoon I'm using. Look at what he attacked.
We've fished all day, and we did everything we could. But no matter what kind of lures we've tried, we're only catching walleye. Since we're so far from the camp, we have to leave without the monster pike. But I haven't lost my motivation to catch a huge one. And to do that, I'm gonna head to a different region.
So now I'm on my way even further north. I'm gonna fish another outfitters there. It's called Freshwater, which is horseshoe in French. There's a lot of pike there, and that's what I've been told. So hopefully there'll be a monster pike for me.
So far, I've caught a few small pike, and only Nick caught a bigger one.
Oh non, c'est un pike!
C'est un gros brochet, non?
Un gros brochet!
And that one was only half the size of the fish I'm looking for.
13 livres.
But I've heard that the next lake that I'm going to is famous for its big pike. It's even deeper in the forest than Lake Isani, and I hope my luck is gonna turn around soon, because I'm not gonna stop until I find a monster. We don't waste any time, and Francois, the owner of the outfitter, takes me to one of his favorite spots for big pike. Francois tells me that there are a lot of small pike in this lake, but there are also huge ones, And the trick is to get to them before the small pike attack our lures. So I try a few different lures to find out which one works best. I finally found a lure that works. But it's not the monster pike I'm looking for. There's so many small pike around that every time we cast, we get a hit.
You're cute, but
Francois and I even get a fish on at the same time. And even though they're not big, they fight hard. Imagine if I find a big one.
should be going the other way, you know? It should be getting bigger, but it's actually the opposite.
We've been fishing for hours, and things aren't looking good. Until Francois has a crazy idea.
Cyril, j'ai un ami qui a un hélico.
OK.
Il me semble que ça serait une bonne idée que t'embarques avec puis aller voir le territoire.
Ah, mais il peut pas se poser ici?
Ah, il est débrouillard. On va se trouver un petit coin. Ça prend pas grand pour un hélico. On va trouver une façon. Si tu veux embarquer, on va trouver une façon.
Ah ouais?
Oh oui.
Bon, bah cool. Ah ouais, non, j'adore ça, moi.
OK.
Excellent, merci.
A trip in a helicopter might be a good idea. This place is so huge, we'll be able to cover a lot of ground super fast. And from up there, I'm hopefully going to be able to find the best spot for big pike. Francois gives his friend our GPS coordinates, and it doesn't take him long to find us.
Et il va se poser où?
Parle-toi,
Ouais,
ça
mais
va.
prépare. Mais va au bord, il va se poser là-bas, non?
Ça va se poser. Oh, ça va rien ici.
Non, tu rigoles. Sérieux?
Oui, il va bien.
Dans la chaloupe.
Francois actually wants me to get in a helicopter from the boat. The co-pilot has a hard time getting out, and now it's my turn to get in. This is a bit crazy. I can't believe I just climbed into a helicopter like in some action movie. It went well because the pilot is a professional, but don't try this at home. It's really dangerous. This is it. This lake looks perfect for monster fish. It's super remote, there are huge grass beds along the shores, and it looks like there's a drop-off where it gets really deep. The perfect environment for a huge pike. But first, I have to get safely back on the boat. I'm not exactly graceful, but I made it. Now, the helicopter needs to come back for the co-pilot. The pilot is so good. I'm amazed how smoothly the transfer goes.
Yes! A James Bond arrival! Let's go fishing!
Oh, c'est proche de nous faire rire. Je pensais que ça y était.
J'ai failli finir à l'eau.
Oh, ouais, c'est bon.
We don't waste any time, and we head straight for the lake I just found. I hope this plan works, because it's my last day in this region.
On veut plus gros, on va trouver.
On veut toujours plus gros, hein?
Ah, on va trouver.
We finally arrive on the lake I spotted from the helicopter. And hopefully, we'll find a huge pike I'm looking for.
Fish on.
Better fish, finally. Yes. Fish.
It's a good-sized fish, but it's far from the giant I came here for.
This fish picked that up right off the bottom. I was barely moving it on the bottom, and the fish came 4 times. I felt boom, boom, that boom, boom. Come on here, buddy.
We've tried it all the techniques and all the lures, and I'm running out of ideas. It's not hard to get an average-sized pike, but a monster one, that's another story. This is my last night here, and I think I'm gonna have to find a plan B if I want to catch a monster fish on this trip.
Oh, I didn't catch the big pike, but, you know, look what I got as a trade-off. Yeah, it's beautiful. Got a lot of fish, you know, not the monster one, but that's pretty cool. It's beautiful here.
I left early this morning because on my way back, I'm going to pass by a lot of lakes and rivers. And there's a few spots that I saw on my way here that I'm dying to try. I don't want to give up, and there's still hope that I'll come face to face with a monster.
I fished every single fishing hole I found. I mean, maybe not quite, because I'd be there forever, but at least 10 spots, you know, like rivers, creeks, lakes, anything that I find on the side of the road, I'd make a few casts. Because I still believe in catching a monster fish, man. I can't go back home without catching a big fish. I have a friend of mine, Mike Phillips. This guy specializes in muskellunge fishing, and this fish, man, they're huge. They're the cousin of the pike, same family, but they get much bigger. 70 pounds for the biggest, close to 5 feet long. You know, that's for the world record size. But let me tell you, if I got even half that, I would be really happy right now.
I'm starting to have a good feeling about this. I arrived at Mike's place, and his boat is ready to go.
Man, you look good.
Fine. Oh, thanks a lot.
You've been working out or catching a lot of muskie, right?
I'm trying to stay young.
There's some monsters out there?
Oh, yes, definitely. Real big ones. Come check this out.
Oh,
there she is, man.
thank God. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what they look like, man.
Check this out. That's exactly what I was talking about. The muskellunge. A big pike would get big, but this is something else. This is a step above for sure. That's what makes it the ultimate freshwater predator fish in Canada. And actually, it's one of the fiercest predator fish in North America for sure, and in the world. You know, in a way, it's on the list of the ultimate predator fish of the world. Definitely. This thing is so big. Look at the mouth on it. Look at the teeth. Anything that gets in there, there's no escaping. You're done. You're cooked.
I could even fit my head in there.
Let's go get him, man.
That's better. All right.
I'm heading out on the St. Lawrence River near Montreal, Canada, with my friend Mike, chasing a massive freshwater predator.
Holy, look at this thing. Oh. Yeah, that thing that right now I'm throwing the heaviest lure, or if it's not the heaviest lure on earth, it's certainly not far from it. This thing is incredible. That's a pound, right? It's a pound, right?
It's a pound, yeah.
The muskie is the bigger cousin of the pike, and it's often called a freshwater shark. It's a real predator and is incredibly voracious. I'm hopeful that we're gonna find a big one, because Mike knows this area very well, and he's so good at finding muskie, his nickname is Musky Mike.
Oh, got one. Got one.
Oh, yep. All right, man.
Oh, I lost him. Ah, darn.
Man, there's muskie here, and they're active right now.
Yeah, we got a good chance.
We just arrived at Mike's spot, and already he had a bite. I have a feeling things are starting to get really serious.
Oh, something there.
Oh, see him? He went that way.
So they're here, huh?
Yeah.
Mike got chased by a muskie. He was coming fast for it. We were pretty sure he was going to take his bait, then turn around. Just lost his interest, I guess. That's why the last moment, you know, we gave it a last sweep, you know, with the lure, because the fish might be just underneath the boat and might hit the bait at the very last moment. You might not see it, and bang. All right, Mike, let's catch a muskie, man. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Fish on. Oh, no. Got away. Oh, my God. I had it on. Right here. Look at the fin. Was it new?
Yeah.
Look at the fin. Almost bit it off.
Let's get them while they're hot.
And there's a few fish here. We got a few follows, you know, big fish following all the way to the boat, you know, following the bait. And 2 fish on the line, actually. But we lost them. But at least it's a good sign, you know, there's fish, and some of the fish are active, so hope the next one sticks.
It often takes a lot of casts to catch this freshwater shark. It's definitely not an easy fish. We need to keep casting our 1-pound lures non-stop. It's super hard on our arms, shoulders, and backs.
We're getting close to 1,000 casts, right?
I think I'm 997 now.
I'm 998 right there. After all, that's why it's called the fish of 1,000 casts, you know?
10,000 casts.
The 10,000 casts.
10,000 casts.
No, the 1,000 casts. Is it not?
I thought it was 10.
No, I think it's only 1,000. So you're trying to give me a hope there, right?
Some days it's 10.
Yeah. I'm telling you, my shoulder is killing me right now, and my neck, it's just sore, it cracks all over. You gotta keep at it, you know, it's all about perseverance. If you give up after 20 casts, you're not gonna catch anything. Those fish are monster fish, you know, they're fish of a lifetime. Right, Mike?
Yes, sir.
Eventually we'll nail one, right?
Yes, sir.
One will make a mistake.
Absolutely. There we go. Got one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, I see it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Mike's got a nice muskie on the line.
Nice fish, right there. Woohoo!
I really don't want us to lose it, so I quickly grab the net.
Yeah. In the net. Musky, yeah, man.
We found one. Finally,
We got the skunk out of the boat.
Yeah.
Check this out. For a muskie, that's a juvenile. For a pike, that would be a pretty good size. That wouldn't be a monster, but it would be a pretty good size. It's close to 40 inches long. Look at the fangs on that thing. And that's just a small guy, so imagine on a big muskie. On a 50-inch plus muskie. I almost got nailed right there.
You ready to go back?
Yeah, I think so, huh?
It's the first time on the whole trip that I'm feeling really close to my goal of catching a monster. If I keep believing and casting, I know I'm gonna get a bite.
All right, buddy.
Another one, man.
Good job, man.
Thanks. It's
All
your
right.
turn next time.
Let's catch a monster now.
Hook up. Let's hook up.
Let me tell you, you know, this fish, they've seen a lot of these lures swim on top of their head. You know, they're smart, you know, that's the reason why they got so big. You know, they've seen all kinds of shapes, patterns, colors. We're talking fish over 4 feet, close to 5 feet long, you know, and weighing up to 70 pounds for the biggest. You know what they say, right? Big bait, big fish. So I'm gonna keep plugging away with that guy here, that big bulldog.
Luckily for me, Mike really knows the area, and we're definitely in one of the best spots around here. There's some monster fish beneath us, and now, we just hope they're gonna bite.
Yeah, fish. Okay, here we go. Fish on.
Here we go, Cyril.
This is it. A muskie just attacked my lure.
All right. I'm gonna go easy on him. Woohoo!
This time, I'm not losing it. I need to land it, but it's not gonna be easy. It's fighting hard, and it's definitely the biggest fish I've had on my line this trip.
Oh no, it's a good fish. He's a good fish. Oh yeah, he's a good baby. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a fatty. That's a fatty. That's a fatty.
The fight isn't over. The fish is hitting hard with big head shakes.
Oh yeah.
That's usually how they get off the hook.
Okay, slip him in there, man. All right. Yes. Oh yes, yes, yes. Yeah, man. Oh yes. I love you, buddy. Woo. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about, right there. Woo.
Oh, we can do better, man.
47.
It's not a fatty. It's a fat fish.
Yeah,
it's not that long, but it's
close to
fat.
30, solid 30 pounds for sure.
You think 30 pounds? You'd
sir,
say?
that's 30 pounds. Easy.
Big fish. Look at the teeth on that. Thank you, man.
Almost as long as me. And I'm not kissing her.
Give it a kiss, man.
Right.
Come on.
All right, all right. There you go.
Beauty. Its head is bigger. It's bigger than mine. Unbelievable.
She's prettier too.
Thanks, buddy.
I want to catch a bigger one now.
I couldn't get a big northern pike. They're there, you know. They're there in the woods somewhere in the lakes of northern Outaouais, but you know, let me tell you, I'm pretty happy I have that in my hands right now. Thanks, thanks a lot, Mike.
Honor, man.
Thanks,
It's
buddy.
a beauty, man. We worked hard for her.
Oh yeah. Good job, buddy.
Hey,
Thank you all.
congratulations,
Thank you
man.
very much, buddy.
got it.
Thank you.
I finally caught a muskie, but I know there are more, so I'm not calling it quits just yet.
Musky.
There's gotta be even bigger fish nearby, and I have a really good feeling that I can do better. Mike spotted a grass bed right next to some deep water. It's the perfect spot for monster muskie prowling on the hunt for prey.
Fish up. Here we go. Yahoo! Oh yeah. It's a good fish.
This muskie is even bigger than the last one. I can't lose it. It's the fish I've been looking for. Suddenly, the fish swims down deep, and I fight to keep it from getting into the grass bed where I might lose it.
Oh yeah, the hook in my mouth. Get on the side of you and I'll scoop on my bed first. All right, yeah. Oh, careful.
Oh man.
Oh. Wow, he's a beauty.
It's a beautiful
Hey, I'll grab the tail. I'm gonna lay him down right there. We'll see how big he is. It's pretty long. 48 and a half.
48 and a half,
Yes,
huh?
sir. Look at that.
That's 50 inches almost.
That's pretty close.
4 feet, guys.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's not bad right there, man.
I began this adventure in western Quebec, Canada, because I heard there are monster pike swimming in the remote lakes and rivers of that region. And although I didn't catch a huge one, I know I'll be back there one day to finish what I started. What a trip!
Yes!
I gotta say, it was sometimes frustrating, but I had a lot of fun. And it was really great to get to fish with some passionate fishermen.
Got one.
Oh, yes! Yes! Yes!
That's what fishing is all about. I don't believe in giving up. And after a lot of searching, and almost breaking my arm casting 1,000 times, I was finally able to catch a monster.
There you go.
I'm gonna be fishing very soon, looks like. Just if I can get out of this thing.
And I'm not kissing her.
Give it a kiss, man. Come on.
All right, show, right? There you go.
Beauty.